Thanks, Corey and Dolores. We appreciate it. We're really looking forward to working with the members on both sides of the border. I'm actually in Amherst. Our company is worldwide, and we have employees all over the country. But I'm right down the street in Amherst from most of you. So there's a local flavor to this, and we're really excited to work with all the different members of both sides. So I'll jump right in and open this up for questions. We've got a pretty intimate group here, so if you have any questions as I'm talking through, please. I think there's a way to raise your hand here, or just take yourself off mute, ask a question. We'll talk through it as best we can, and we'll have some follow-ups. But it's a pretty short presentation, really, to walk you through, and that's on purpose. What Havoc Shield is a cybersecurity platform that is built for small business. There are plenty of resources out there that are built for enterprise level companies and really large companies, but there's been a gap there for smaller organizations. And we like to say anyone under 200, 250 employees, a lot of times they're left out of the picture. And so we built this on purpose. Our founder, Brian Fritton, built this as he was a member. He was the person in the hot seat working for a number of organizations, both in financial services, around elections, with a lot of really important data that they had to protect, and a number of other organizations where he was tasked with, how do I protect the company's interests, the company's information, and had to really kind of combine all these things together to put a program in place. And so he built Havoc Shield, and we're excited to share this with you today. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to, where is it? Okay. All right, there we go. So I'll jump right in, and then we'll get into a live demo. And like I said, if there's any questions, happy to jump into this. So when Brian founded Havoc Shield before, like I said, this was for companies anywhere from 10 to 200 employees. And really for teams that have no security team to speak of, it's a huge added responsibility for those that have the responsibility or that are given the role of what we call being a security steward. Over half of the reported attacks, cyber attacks in 2021, came from small businesses. So it's proof that if you're reading anything in the news, you're seeing about ransomware attacks, you're seeing about companies being held hostage for Bitcoin, or someone just clicks on the wrong email and that just starts a chain reaction. So it's not a matter of when an attack will happen, it's a matter of if. And you may already have some tools in place. You might already have a password manager. You might already have cybersecurity insurance, which is a great thing to have. But we've built the proactive set of tools to help you guys with that. So leadership at every size company is waking up to the fact that the majority of these kind of attacks are happening. It's keeping people up at night, and it needs to be solved. And so we think we've kind of built a resource for that. So it's actions being now forced more than ever for companies to take a security posture when it comes to cybersecurity. Let me, sorry, while I figure out how to get to my next slide. Where is it? There we go. Okay. So we like to sum up what Havoc Shield is very similar to what TurboTax did for complicated tax preparation. Our SaaS software takes the ocean of cybersecurity complexity and bakes it into a step-by-step plan that your existing team can execute today. That is either your IT team, if you outsource to an MSP, which we work very easily with, or just we like to say an intern can do it. It's really anyone in the organization can really take advantage of it. But we help you create a living action plan to build and manage your cybersecurity program, curated to your industry and your threat model. It includes all the tools and guidance and evidence necessary to do that under one pane of glass, instead of having to manage multiple tools across different point solutions and have to pay for those as well. We've simplified everything into one platform for one price and brought best in breed resources into that platform. And we do all this through guidance tools and purposeful design to help like I said, even an intern take care of this. So the starting point, and I'm going to show you a live demo of the actual tool, but what happens, I'm going to skip through that on the live demo, but what we start with is a 3-minute assessment. Much like TurboTax asks you if you're married or if you've moved recently, we've designed a series of questions that allow the platform to automatically build a professional curated plan for you. So we ask things like, are you on Microsoft 360? Do you use G Suite for business plan for email? Are you on Mac, Windows? And then we curate that plan, and it aligns to the compliance frameworks like NIST and CIS, so that we know that this is built, this has been built by cybersecurity experts, and it aligns to their rigorous expectations. Inside each plan, you'll find the modules that not only tell you what you need to do, but actually help you do those things right away. There are a lot of tools out there that'll tell you, you've got a vulnerability here, good luck, go figure it out. Our product actually helps you walk through the steps to get those completed. So we turn action like automating off-site backups, ensuring that your team configures multi-factor authentication, or running monthly vulnerability scans. It's all here in one place. And this is similar to how TurboTax does it. Like we said, make sure you file your state returns, and they actually do it for you. We go past just the project management side of it or the guidance phase and actually implement the assets and controls for you. About 85% of our customers have none of this, none of these resources when we start, and we're able to demonstrate value right away by getting up and running within less than a week for the most part. So I'm going to switch screens here and show you, let's get into the plan. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. So this is our platform after that assessment tool, which is why you can see a percentage here that we've already kind of executed some of that. But we've purposely built this with no jargon and to walk you through as simple steps as possible to get you set up and get out of the platform, and we do the rest. So as you can see here, it's going to make some recommendations based on what's suggested next. And you can see some of the other tools that we have in place, but we prioritize based on that assessment what you need to start with. So things like setting up a vulnerability scans for your websites. So I'm going to jump into the task. Very simple, no jargony context here. You know exactly what button to push next. We're going to walk you through. So this is where, again, like I want to look at our website and make sure that our website is secure. So I'm going to do, okay. So we're going to ask you some questions. When do you want to start this? Do you want to do it right now? Do you want to do it in the middle of the night? Would you like to set this up frequently? So would you like to do this monthly, quarterly, or whatever sequence or cadence you'd like? We just ask that you check permission, that you have permission to run a scan on your website. And then we're doing the work in the background. So as we're doing this, we're spinning up the program. So you can see it's pretty quick. And it lets you know, again, next steps. This is completed. Now that, and this is going to run monthly. So you're going to be able to check your website for vulnerabilities, for gaps in coverage. And then if there are any of those, you're going to be sent an email that breaks down what those gaps may be. And we will walk you through in the other tools how to fix those gaps. So as you can see, we've made some progress. We're very deliberate in telling you exactly what's been done and what needs to be done next. And then it's on to the next set of tools. So our platform, in addition to the vulnerability scans, includes a suite of tools such as a password manager. So a global password manager. We've partnered with Keeper, which is a best in breed tool that we've integrated and baked directly into our platform. So again, you don't have to pay Keeper. You don't have to set up with Keeper. We do that with you inside of our platform here. And not only do we offer a global password for on the business side, but each account we've negotiated for each person to get a personal account with that as well. So you can use this at home. So from a vulnerability standpoint, even the passwords that you share at home, everyone that has access to our tool will get access to a Keeper account there as well. Other things as well, or other platform tools as well, things like Mail Armor. So a lot of times you might get a sketchy looking email, and hackers are really good at masking what looks like a legitimate email. If this is something that one of your employees gets, you're a little unsure about it, you forward it to us. We take a look at it inside of a sandbox. We open up attachments that might look sketchy. We make sure that the links are legit, and then we send you back to say, okay, this is okay to open, or no, this was spam, and here's some things to look for. So we're always the platform is always looking to find ways to educate. Some of the other resources that are really useful when it comes to a cybersecurity program are policies. Now you're getting asked to do to have policies in place when you're applying for cybersecurity insurance. It's just a best practice in terms of having things like backup and retention plan policies, business continuity plans. So as you can see here, we already have a few of these plans in place. We've worked with lawyers to create about a dozen or so plan templates that you can use right off the bat. Or if you have your own, you can upload those and store them in one location. So I'm going to show you here, if say we wanted to create a new business continuity plan. If we already have one, great. We can upload it here ourselves. If we don't, we're going to ask a couple questions here. Quickly going to generate a policy. And you can see here, again, this is written by lawyers. We've got a continuity or business continuity plan that we've developed based on our the company that we have. And what this is going to do is this is going to email us a Word document. And in addition to that, we have the ability to send that out to all of your employees to make sure that they sign off the attestation to say, yes, I read this. I sign off that I've gotten this. So when it comes to the attestation, the third party, and I'll show you here what that looks like on our reports. You can start to, if you're asked these questions, if you're in a regulated industry, if you're going for insurance, you can generate attestation letters. And so you have a third party organization like us to say, yes, this company has done the work. So just to go back into our tool set again quickly, there are other resources like I talked about: password manager, policy manager, vulnerability scanning. So that's going to be done on a monthly basis now that I set that up. And you can see, again, very simple, no jargon, very easy to read explanations about how many steps you have remaining, what you have left to do. Password or patching example here. So if you have employees that are working remotely, or if they're in a hybrid model now, one of the most important things you want to do is make sure that they have the patches that come suggest, hey, you need to update your software. A lot of your employees and even people at home, they don't do it. They don't pay attention to it. We can set up automation for that to happen so that the vulnerabilities are not there for either Mac, or PC. So we can set those sort of tools up as well, which is a great resource for anyone that's working remote. We also have cybersecurity training. So we'll walk you through a whole set of, here we go. So based on what trainings you'd like, we tell you, and then you can see they're quick, 20 minutes, 7 minutes, but we can help deliver training to your employees so that you're not only putting the tools in place, but you're building a stronger cybersecurity posture so that everyone is aware, looking at when you're traveling, best practices to do to protect your company data, how to make sure that on social media, different best practices there when it comes to cybersecurity, and even things and how they try to get information out of you. And where you'll see this is when I go to our dashboard. As an admin, you're going to see, you can see some of the reports. So you can see who's signed off on some of that attestation. You can see who's done some of the training that you deliver out to them. But this is a screenshot of what an individual's dashboard would look like. So if I was, Joe Smith, an employee, this is what my dashboard would look like. This would be where I have certain tasks assigned to myself. So if I have training set up, here's some of the trainings. I haven't done any of that yet. If I have to do some onboarding, this can be done here from a cybersecurity standpoint. So every employee has a dashboard that they would only access the important information that's delivered to them. But again, very clean, very simple, but it's very specific to that individual. And if you are the admin, that's where you can start to see some of those reports. So looking at who has completed the training, what emails have been sent to us. And you can see that there's nothing in here now because it's the demo account. But that's where, as the admin, you can see that, and you can work with, say, an MSP or your IT team to manage this as well. So I'm going to skip over to this next step here. So some of these things that not only are asked for when you're applying for cybersecurity insurance, but also to set up best practices, things like setting up MFA, multi-factor authentication. It can be a pain sometimes, people think, but having a second set, either if that's delivered via text or if that's delivered via an app to help during logins, that's one of the first ways that hackers get into systems. But it's not intuitive on how to set that up. And so what we've built is a Google Chrome extension to walk you through that step by step. And so I've just pulled this up here. We would set that up with you within our platform, but this is what it looks like. So as you log into this, you have the extension here. We walk you through step by step. And this is an example of someone using Google's business account. So we walk you through all the steps on how to turn on two-step verification. Very simple guided instructions, show you exactly where to go. So it's there's no mistakes, no issues with that, because things like Google are not set up when you're right out of the box. They don't have these things set up. And so there are vulnerabilities right off the bat. And so we walk you through some of those steps with this. So I'm going to jump back into out of the platform and just kind of talk through some of the tools. So what we've done is we've negotiated with these groups, as you can see here, WebRoot for antivirus, Keeper for password manager. We've built some of our own tools as well. And we've baked those into about a dozen resources all on one platform. You have one dashboard, as I showed you, so you only have one place to log into. You get one invoice, so you don't have to worry about paying out different point solutions here and there. And it's all rolled out for you. So a lot of that work is done in the background from an automated standpoint to help you not have to spend time in here every day and manage it. But a lot of that's being done in the background to keep your posture safe. And lastly, we make sure you have proof to these efforts. You might have customers that are asking these questions. You might have regulators that are asking, your board or partners. Those attestation letters that I showed you and the compliance reporting, those are self-generated. So the nice part about that is it's quick to get some of the attestation you need for applying for insurance. Or if your board's asking, hey, what are we doing about cybersecurity? You have the third-party verification to say, we're taking the right steps to handle that. And there are marketing automate. Oops, let me go back. Sorry. So some of this too, from a marketing standpoint, there are assets like a verified badge that help to that you can throw on your website to say we take cybersecurity seriously. We take our data seriously. And so for the security conscious customers, this is great. And we've actually seen a lift on conversion for companies that put some of our badges on their website. These assets have already been proven critical in helping some of our other customers win some big deals. So if you do sell into big companies or enterprises, they're going to ask what you're doing for your cybersecurity posture. They're going to ask what sort of platforms and things you have in place. These are some of the examples of customers we've helped some of our customers win business with through some of those attestations with Microsoft, with WeWork, with Optum. So when they're asking to say, show me what you're doing, we're actually giving them the proof to show them the steps that they're taking to make sure that they have a strong cybersecurity posture. And we have customers across the spectrum too. So, and that really covers technical capability, industry, and their business model. So healthcare, finance, education. We have yoga studios that have our platform. So they trust us to keep their investment and their reputation safe. And it makes it possible for them to help win new business. And so here's a couple examples of the companies that we work with. But like I said, this is all across the spectrum from technical level. So again, we've had CEOs have implemented this platform within a few days. They work with MSPs, other customers, so they'll hand this off to their outsourced IT department or their internal IT department, and or certain industries as well. And as you get into certain regulated industries, you're going to be asked these questions more and more. So we made it really simple, and we tried not to make it too involved. But what we've built here, and this is something as a member of the chambers, we've worked with them to offer this at a negotiated and discounted rate for members, but it's a simple flat price. So our platform is $14 per user per month. There's no contracts, so you can cancel at any time. But we've negotiated that down to give a discount with the chambers. There's live professional help at all times. There's a chat badge at the bottom. I don't know if you saw that when I was showing the demo. I could jump back into this real quick, but you can see a chat badge down here. What we've highly invested in are people from the support standpoint. So this is a badge to start to ask some questions, but you're going to talk to our support team and they'll walk you through if you're having any sort of issues. there are people behind the scenes here that can help manage that. But like I said, we've made this very simple. We give trials too. So if this is something that you're trying to figure out, is this something we need? We do feel that every company needs a cybersecurity posture. It's just a matter of getting into the plan to kind of play around with some of the tools to make sure it works and that it's set up for your structure. But like I said, it's a very simple, singular pricing model, and we've negotiated that to down for the chamber members as well. And so I know I kind of rambled through that very quickly, but one of the benefits of our platform is that it is pretty simple to set up. Like I said, there's a dozen tools there, but within a week, you could have a pretty strong cybersecurity posture by getting some of those details set up. And then, like I said, if you're applying for cybersecurity insurance, if you have to go to vendors, if you're selling into enterprise, they're going to start asking some of these questions and want to know that you have this posture in place. But cybersecurity is an ongoing thing. It's not just to set it and forget it, which is part of what our platform sets up. But that's why we have some of those tools like Email Armor. You're going to get emails all day, every day. Some of them are going to be, most of them are going to be legit, hopefully, but you're going to get ones that you're not 100% sure. That's why our platform's there. It's working in the background to keep you safe, but it's there for resources like that when you need it. When you're adding new policies in and you need to send that out to your team and you don't want to email them and constantly ask, hey, can you sign this document? Our platform does that in the background.